Remember when I told y'all, family, that people from the dominant white society support Donald Trump out of a fear of a genetic annihilation? So I came with the receipts today. I got the audio and the video of a white man talking with an Asian man, and this white man is giving his mindset as to why he supports Donald Trump. So I got the audio and the video of this, and we're going to walk through it and talk about it how we normally do. Fair use.
I want to know how it is you voted for Donald Trump when you're so into facts, because his entire campaign is not based in facts. It was all based in propaganda and emotion.
I voted for Donald Trump for one reason only. His policies, if implemented, would slow the dispossession of whites in the United States.
See, you hear that, family? See, in all actuality, white people know that they dying off at more of a faster rate than what they can reproduce, and their whole thing is to try to slow this process down. This is why they hoard all the resources, dominate and control, misuse and abuse no matter where they go throughout the world. It's because they're in fear of a genetic annihilation. And this genetic annihilation that we're speaking about is directly linked to systematic racism, white supremacy. The two go hand in hand. They work in conjunction with one another. But let's continue.
If you were to deport all illegal immigrants, if you were to think very hard about letting in any Muslims, all of this would slow the rate at which whites are becoming a minority.
While I agree with Donald Trump's regime on getting all this mass immigration out of the country, because I know mass immigration directly harms foundational black Americans, Trump is still a stone cold white supremacist. I don't rock with Donald Trump's regime, nor do I rock with the Democrats' regime. This is why I didn't vote, because asking me to choose between the two is like asking me to choose whether I want the gun or the knife to be used on me. How about I just not have neither of them? In the same way, how about I just not have neither of these white supremacist groups? How about I just take no white supremacy? And since it don't look like white supremacy is gonna stop no time soon, family, we gotta keep on fighting this thing till we abolish it and knock it down altogether. But let's continue.
Why are you so worried about the white dispossession of America?
Because I want my people to survive.
Everybody wants their people to survive, but you don't gotta hoard all the resources for yourself, misuse and abuse people, dominate and control to make sure that's so. But let's continue.
We don't control China. We don't control any place where whites are not a majority. And if we become a minority, we will not control our own destiny anymore.
See, in all actuality, a lot of white people that supporting Trump, they doing it out of a fear of a genetic annihilation. They view him as a savior who's going to protect white genetics. They feel emboldened and powerful. Even the lowest of low, trailer park trash white person feels emboldened and powerful with their white supremacist brethren, Trump sitting up in office. They feel like they got a pass to say and do whatever. And I'm seeing an influx of videos and whatnot on the internet of white people, stepping to black people, getting in black people's faces because they feel that they white supremacist brethren, which is Trump, is sitting up in office, and this genetic annihilation that I speak about is directly linked to systematic racism, white supremacy. And what's the biggest threat to systematic racism, white supremacy, family? That's black people, in particular the black man, because they know a strong black man is going to stand toe to toe and fight systematic racism, white supremacy, and injustice. And a black man, truth be told, if he laid down with a white woman, he got the power to wipe out those white genetics and they make a black child. But I don't agree with laying white, but I'm just, giving an example as to why these people are in fear of this genetic annihilation. But let's continue.
I grew up in this country as a minority, as the children of immigrants. I was their first child born in America. And while I didn't have much possession or didn't much control, I really enjoyed myself. And I think that if you ask a lot of Americans, they would say that I had a lot to offer this country. According to you, I guess I would be perpetuating the dispossession of white America.
That is true. That is true.
Would you say that you wouldn't want me in this country?
At some point, when my ancestors built this nation.
Hold up, your ancestors built not a damn thing. That's a bold-faced lie. You telling it. America became the cash cow and the monopoly she is off of free slave labor. Our foundational black American ancestors built it up and, were never compensated. That's how she became the superpower she is off of free slave labor. I liken this to, having a factory or a warehouse and you're able to mass produce without giving your workers no compensation. This is like you got somebody working on the assembly and the production line all week, and come Friday when it's time to give them their paycheck, you give them no paycheck. So of course you're going to come up because you're able to get all profit without giving nothing. But let's continue.
Did not build it with the intention of giving it away to Mexicans or Chinese or Haitians or to anyone else.
Do you consider it? You keep saying your ancestors built this country. You
Right.
consider that a fact?
Who else built it?
And another thing, family, I'm hearing on the internet, some black folks seem to think that Donald Trump is going to produce our reparations, this, that, and the other. I see Donald Trump producing not a damn thing for foundational black Americans, and we're certainly going to get our reparations because this ain't a conversation that we're going to let drop or fall from the lexicon. We keeping it on our mouths, so we ain't letting it drop. So we keeping our foot on the gas pedal with it. But I just don't see Donald Trump being the vessel to do this, because there's a mindset and a psyche within that base that he got, white supremacist base, that are happy with seeing black folks stay at the bottom of the barrel and getting absolutely nothing. So I don't see us gaining nothing, under Trump, except, them getting out all this mass immigration, but that wasn't enough for me to get out here and support a stone cold white supremacist. But let's continue.
Black people, Native Americans, Chinese people who came and built the railroads.
See, he said, I got with him on the black people building America, but then he started mentioning all these other groups and Chinese people building the railroads, which couldn't be farther from the truth. The railroads, too, was built by foundational black Americans. See, they try hard as hell to try to take us out of the talk of building this nation, but, foundational black Americans build America. There ain't no way in hell you can get away from that. Our ancestors built it. You can't give the credit to no one else but foundational black Americans, and they do everything under the sun to get away from that. But let's continue.
Do you think none of that could have been
Italian people?
But they're Europeans, aren't they?
And Italian people went through a hazing process to become European because they got some black genetics in them, from what I know. But yeah, we just got to keep our eyes on this. I don't see it being a game. Trump sitting up in office, maybe a game for white people, and that make America great again thing that he talks about, his slogan. When has America ever been great for black people? But it brings me to another thing that I was talking about earlier when I said white people feel emboldened now that Donald Trump's in office. I got the audio and the video of this white supremacist Donald Trump supporter. He looked like he's a white man, but I was hearing when I did my homework that he could be Latino, but he's for sure as hell a white person up in our sister's face, antagonizing her, this, that, and the other. So I got the audio and the video of that, and we're going to walk through and talk about that too, family. Fair use. Let me pull it up just a while. Hold on. Where is it? Here we go. Hope y'all can see that. See that white supremacist up in our sister's face? Antagonizing her? Yeah, he out of pocket just antagonizing our sister, but our sister didn't back down. She's standing toe to toe. She stood on business, but I wish I was there because, I would have jumped up, what the hell are you doing talking to my sister? Because he only talking to her like that because she was a woman. Let have been a strong black man standing there. He would have, for sure as hell, wouldn't have been up in his face because he's so punctified and cowardice that he got to, do this to a woman. It wouldn't have been a black man he was talking like this to. His coward ass would have curled up, and tried to find the rock that he crawled out from under, and I want to send a message to white supremacist, degenerate society and culture, people of that culture and society, don't let it get misconstrued that your white supremacist brethren, Donald Trump, is now sitting up in office. Don't think you got a pass to say and do whatever you please and be running up on black folks because you'll still catch this old-fashioned FBA ass whooping. Just my thoughts on the matter. Peace.